Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Marie Drago. I'm the founder of a skincare brand called Galine Microbiome Skincare. And today I am delighted to talk to you a little bit about business in beauty and how to get from an idea to a business. Obviously, this is a very wide subject, so I can only do some top line things, but at least give you everything that you need to think about when you want to create your business. So a little bit about me. As you can hear, I'm quite French, and also I have a double diploma. So I'm a doctor in pharmacy, which gives me a good technical background, and I have a master degree in entrepreneurship. And I have experience mostly in skincare startup, actually, in France, in Ireland, and in the UK. And in 2016, I decided to create my own brand. I was going to call it Galine Microbiome Skincare. And I was lucky enough to get investment from Unilever Venture as early as 2018. And since last year, we've been acquired by the Shiseido Group in 2022. So what I would like to tell you about today. So first is you just got an idea how to turn it into a business, how to get money to create this business, how to make money once you've got the business, and what do you need to run a business on a day-to-day basis. So first thing first, you've got an idea and you would like to quit your job and go and develop this idea. First thing I was told, and people were right, and I not always listen, but get a good lawyer. If you've got an original idea, get some IP, get a patent maybe. If you've got good names or if you've got a good concept, get a trademark. And if you develop a formula, own your formula, because if you plan to sell your business in the future, the value of the company will mostly be in the IP. So get a nice lawyer, someone that knows you well and that will give you some good price and also be able to create the company for you, but also register your IP. Then something that I feel quite strongly about is that a lot of founders don't want to talk about their ideas because they think that we are going to steal it. I think everyone gets the ideas. What makes the difference is the effort you're going to put into it and work to make it a business. So I don't think anyone is going to steal your idea. But when you talk about it, people will always want to help entrepreneurs. And they will also present you to people that can help, or they will want to put money on your business, or also you are going to be able to refine your idea, talk about it better and better, explain it better, and really own it every time. So next step for me would be to write a business plan. So business plan is not really scary. It's just a notebook with everything about your business organized a little bit so that you can show it to people. And once you've got your business plan, you will present your idea or your business a lot and a lot. And I think as much as possible, I did a lot of pitch competition when I created Galine because I'm not a person that loves to talk in public, so I really needed the exercise. And usually you will be pitching either in your business in 3 minutes, in 10 minutes, or in 20 minutes. And every time you choose what are the most important points and what you want to put forward. So a little bit about the business plan. Investors will always look at three things. First, usually they look at the idea. Is it a good idea? Is it new? Is it going to be innovative? Then they will look at the people. Do I like this person? Do I want to invest in it? Do I believe that this person can be a big CEO one day? What team do they have? Solopreneurs are not that cool, so if you can get a co-founder, go for it. But other than that, I was a solo founder, and I had a team around me, and I had an ecosystem of people, so that really helped. And then only thirdly, will your idea make money? And people think that investors only care about money, but that's not true. They will always look at these three: idea, money, and people triangle. So that's what you've got to put in your business plan. So In the ID section, usually it's a good thing to put a lot about the market, size of the market, where it's going, is it a growing market, the concept, so what do you propose and how does it translate into what products, and how are you going to market these products. Then the money part, so the business model is where is your money going to come from? So is it going to be an internet business only, on your own website, on other people's website? Are you going for retail? Are you staying in your own country, or are you going worldwide? Are you planning to sell to rich people, or are you planning to sell to everyone? That's going to determine what price you want to sell. And also, what is your cost structure? So cost structure is something you've got to get used quite early on. It's just quite simple, and it's a little Excel table where if your product is retailed, so sells to people at 100, um, it's if you take the VAT out, usually in Europe it's only 80, and then you're probably going to sell it to retailers, and retailers take usually a 50% margin, so you only have 40 left. And then you probably paid to make this product, so you probably paid around 10. So you only have 30 euro left to run your business, pay your team, and make some profit. So be really careful with the cost structure, because it's easy when you only have your own website, but as soon as you want to have distributor or retailers, you've got to allow this cost to be absorbed, or you're never going to make money. Then the nice part for me was always doing the sales forecast, because life is so easy on Excel. So I would recommend to do it monthly, at least for the first year, and then project to 3 years, SKU by SKU, and that will give you a production plan. And then the two things people expect in a business plan on the finance side is the P&L, so the profit and loss. Is your project going to make money, be profitable? No one expects you to be profitable the first year, but you have to show that you can be profitable. The kind of business model like Uber, where you never get money but you just grow the top line, is not cool anymore. So you have to actually generate profit. And then also cash flow. So I'm not a finance person, so I had a bit of problem understanding cash flow. But it's actually when money comes out and comes in, and when it comes out. That's what kills 95% of startups. It's running out of cash. So be very, very careful when you build your business plan about the cash flow, how much money you're going to need, and just rule of thumb, everything will cost twice as much and takes twice as long as what you expect. So always give you a good little bit of buffer when you ask for money. And then the people, so the team, and even if you're all by yourself, you probably have people that work with you. So put all your advisor, or your ecosystem, your supplier, who are you working with, anyone who can show that actually you are quite structured and you've got this whole ecosystem to support you. And that's your business plan. And for the pitch deck, so the structure is a bit different, but this one is quite standard, I would say. I always like to start with the problem. So what is the problem? Pollution, blue light, aging population, something like that. What is the solution, and how are you bringing the solution to the problem? And then after that, the strategy by itself, what products are you going to do? How are they going to build into a range? What's your NPD strategy for the future? What is your marketing strategy? Who are you going to talk to? Through what channel? Are you a TikTok company, or are you a Facebook company? Communication that goes with it, and sales. So are you going to have distributors? Think about putting it in your cost structure. Or are you going to sell direct? Are you going to have some rep? Are you going door to door? Etc. etc. Then about the team, then the money. So if this is a pitch deck for an investor, make them dream big. You've got to show that it's going to be an amazing company. Just for your information, I was told that when you make them dream about money, American investors automatically take 10 out of your sales figure and divide it by 10, and European investor will divide it by 2. So be realistic but ambitious. and then the timeline where you are, what you already did, what did you unlock already. Do you have a concept? Do you have a product? Do you have some first sales? And what are the next steps for you? And then you ask about money and what you give in exchange. That's where usually people start talking about valuation. For me, valuation comes as late as possible because the first one who says a number lose. So make the investor talk about valuation first, I would say. So investors, how do you get money? Well, first you've got to know how much money do you want. So thanks to cost structure and everything, you should know how much you're going to have to pay for things. How much does your production cost? How much products are you going to have to manufacture in one time? Is it 1,000, 5,000, 10,000? How much is going to be your warehousing? How much money are you spending to send one internet order? How much are you going to pay to acquire a customer on Facebook? And so on. And then that gives you a good pot, a good idea of the pot of money that you need. I was not always really good at keeping money, so I made too many rides, and doing a rise is such a hassle. So try to get money enough for 18 months, so that you don't have to do this kind of exercise all the time because you've got a company to run. And so where to go for the money? It all depends of how much money you need and also what you need on top of money. Because to be really honest, money is not that hard to raise. A lot of government make it easy for investors to recoup their losses in case of losses or to do tax credit or things like that. But for you, as early as possible, try to get more than money. Get money and advice, or money and connection, or money and a good board member or a good board advisor. I was really lucky not to have to ever pay for my advisor. They paid to be in my company, which is great. So the tickets for, like, let's say less than 50,000, it's what's called friends, fools, and family. So that are the people closest to you and the easiest to reach. These ones are nice. They believe in you. They will support you, but only take money that people don't need, because you don't want to have to give money back before 3 years when you're totally in the middle of something else. And also, it's people that are going to be demanding because sometimes they haven't invested in businesses before. So what I like to do is on my board to have an investor director that was representing everyone else. So all the questions were going to one guy that would ask the questions instead of having to answer all your investors one by one. Then between, I would say, 50,000 and 500,000, it's probably going to be business angels. So I was lucky to have a lot of business angels as shareholders, and I loved it because they are usually quite professional. They bring a lot of contacts and they're used to it, and they've got deep pockets. So it's good. Business angels are quite easy to find. Like, you have a lot of clubs where they have business angels, typically alumni of business schools, or women business angels are quite powerful now. So business angel is for me the best case scenario. And then from 500 upwards, it's the area of venture capitalist. So I had venture capital very early on, and I was lucky to have nice venture capitalists, because venture capitalists are there to get money back with a big ratio. So usually they are looking to make at least 5 times what they put in. And they will have funds that are 3 years, 5 years. So, they want to grow your company as fast as possible under a lot of pressure, get their money back, and get out. So for me, it's only if you need a lot of money that you get VCs, but they've got good contacts. They can open you a lot of doors. So it's also good money, but be wary for the pressure that they're going to put on you. And then what do you propose for all this money? So that's where I'm not that good, to be honest. I always gave shares through capital rise. So Loans are also possible. There's a lot of financial structures that exist country by country, but just for you to know, see quite long term, because at the start, if you're all by yourself, you've got 100% of the company. Don't give too much too soon. Usually try to give 15% by 15% so that you can do more than one raise. And if people say, but like, I'm giving you all this money, can I get 30% of your company? You say, no, like, for the future of the company, to allow this company to grow much more in the future, I cannot give everything from the start, so I'll cap it at 15, 20. And as I was saying, valuation is a conversation between two people that have probably different ideas. VCs will not let you negotiate your valuation so much after that if the price that you believe your company is worth. So take people that believe in the same dream than you. And at the end, you'll get a shareholder agreement and a share purchase agreement, and congratulations, you've got a business. And so with this business, you're going to start to make product and to sell product and to get money out and to get a lot of invoices. So it's just the things to know to run a business on a day-to-day basis. You've got your cost structure, and usually I've got this big Excel file with loads of tabs, and all my finance is on one thing. So my cost structures, all my assumptions. So how much the factory expect, when the factory expect to be paid, my retailers, when are they going to pay me at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. What are my B2C metrics? How many people I want visiting my website? What should be my conversion rate? How much am I going to spend to get someone on my website? What is going to be my average basket? Of these things. And what are your KPIs? What is the profit? How much do you want to spend on logistics? Everything that you're going to monitor probably every week because it's money, but at least every month. And then also you've got your sales reports or your sales plan by channel, by SKU, by month, which give you the production plan. I can talk about production for ages, but that's not the place. And then, as I was saying, always have monthly your profit and loss and your cash flow, and make sure that you never really start to look for money when you don't need money yet. So if you see that your cash flow is going to die in 6 months, start to get money now, because the more desperate you are, the less good conditions you're going to have. Et voilà, that's your monitoring dashboard. That's still what we do for Galine, to monitor how the business is doing day to day. And I have a few minutes left, so I thought I was going to share kind of the tech deck, but that's quite light. That's the things we use for getting agile business, and some things that are cheap to use. So same thing, quite European centric, but I love Xero to do all the accounting. It monitors all your bank accounts. It matches to when the money gets in or when the money gets out. It generates invoices, purchase order. That's amazing. For everything work related, the drive, like mail, everything, we use Google Workspace, and it works really well for us. For everything related to the analysis of our B2C business, we use Metoric, that I cannot recommend enough. I love it because you really get amazing insight. For everything related to logistics and to monitor what's happening in our warehouses and all the stock that we have, we use Sin7, a bit complex, but I'm sure there's loads of other nice things. And Canva, cheap, cheerful, and you don't almost need a designer anymore. So that's something that I absolutely love. Voilà. It's been a pleasure presenting, and if you've got any question, I will take them now.